Welcome to Hammer and Nails with Skip and Allison Bedell.
Can you see by the dawn's early light?
We made it back alive. We didn't get blown up, even though it sounded like a war zone in our neighborhood.
Yep.
Oh, my God. I think
God.
like all the rednecks out here were like blowing stuff up. There were like full sticks of dynamite going off in our neighborhood.
Happy 4th of July!
Hey, hope you all had a great weekend, a great
I'm Allison
holiday.
Bedell.
I'm Skip Bedell. Welcome back to Hammer and Nails Podcast. And here we're doing our thing.
Yeah, so there was a very amped up 4th of July this year for some reason.
Wow. Yeah, it was like, I think they were giving away free fireworks or something
Yeah,
like that.
right?
I mean, like, it was nonstop.
It was the
for
most I've ever seen in
a
the
couple
neighborhood.
nights in a row, actually. It already started like days before 4th of July. It started like Thursday, I think.
The
I think
most
like Thursday or
ever.
Friday.
I've never heard so many explosives in our neighborhood or in any, people just went nuts. And if you looked up in the sky, they had the good ones too. The ones that go actually high up.
Oh, yeah, they were like full-on mortars, like, like professional firework stuff.
I don't know how that happens, but the
just
police
wondering,
don't give a shit.
like, is everyone traveling like down south of the border or something and
Yeah.
like getting them from other states and smuggling it all back? Like, where the hell are all the fireworks coming from?
I don't know. Well, it's got to be from down south because you can't get them around here unless you get the people that are, of course, driving them up, and then they tell a friend, and they tell two friends, and
Right.
so on.
Well, depending
and so
on where you're listening to us right now from, I mean, maybe in your state there's like a store because a lot of states have like the fireworks store.
Right.
Like
Right.
we don't in New
I
York.
remember
like,
seeing that driving south on
yeah,
95.
they're all over down south. Yeah,
Yeah.
like down in like Georgia and Florida and all those like a lot of southern states. But we don't have it here. It's against the law to have fireworks here, and definitely against the law to bring them across state line and purchase them and all that.
Yeah.
But meanwhile, like everybody and their brother, the whole like everywhere,
Yeah.
every house, every backyard barbecue is just blowing everything up.
Yeah, it's pretty scary.
Crazy.
So I don't know what you guys did with your 4th of July, but
Hopefully, you still
figured-
have all of your fingers and hands and all that.
Speaking of which, I'd like to share a couple of things that I learned about this past 4th of July with you.
Oh yeah.
Illegal
Do share.
Illegal fireworks caused amputation of 9-year-old L.A. girl's left hand.
Oh my God.
Yeah, so there was accidents all over America.
Well, that pretty much goes. I mean, every 4th of July, right? People like blow themselves up.
It says that the hospitalizations and serious injuries happened to police officers and civilians from coast to coast with a firecracker ripping 31-year-old Nebraska man's hand off and hurling it 90 feet away.
Oh.
So that when the
That
arson...
hurts just hearing that.
Yes, so that when the arson and explosive detectives came to investigate it, the girl's right hand, they're finding like fingers laying all over the place, and then the hand was they're finding these things, but some of them can't be salvaged.
Oh man!
So it's not like if I blow something off, they'll just reattach it. That's if it's like
first of all, even if it was completely clean severed, it's like it's
You're never the same.
very difficult to reattach anything, and even if they can successfully reattach it, half the time like it only works a little bit. So forget about if it's completely mangled and blown apart. And what are your chances there?
Probably like none.
How about like all the videos that you see? I think we were talking about this last podcast. People putting like bottle rockets in their ass crack.
Oh yeah, I mean you can get those all over
like
YouTube.
Like when people sneak up on their friends and like passed out drunk on the couch,
Yeah.
and they stuff like a bottle rocket in their ass or a pack of firecrackers down their underwear or something.
Yeah. Well, I don't think that's funny. I just can't get over how stupid people are that they actually find that funny and amusing. Because
Well, that's one thing to do it like to your friend that's drunk and passed out on the couch. It's another thing to voluntarily do it, which you see a lot of people in these videos do too.
But it's not uncommon to hear about all of these injuries. What makes these idiots think that they're not going to be one of them?
They're going to be the one that the bottle rocket's going to take off a clean exit from the ass crack, and it's going to blow up in the air rather than on your back.
Do you ever hear of a sparkler bomb?
A sparkle bomb?
A sparkler bomb.
No.
It's when you take like a shit ton of sparklers, like this wide around,
Right.
and you put them all together, and then you light it, and you know how a sparkler goes,
Yeah,
down
yeah,
the stick,
yeah.
but it makes like a big
Right.
thing, you know, like
right.
they're all sparklers.
Right.
So this 15-year-old kid in Texas went to light one of those, and he ended up losing a leg and part of his hand. It blew up in his face,
God.
and he might be blind. And his mama was at the house at the whole time this happened.
Oh God! See, that's one of the things that, like, people think okay. Like, that's one of the types of fireworks, that and like the snake that like turns into like the gray snake thing, or the smoke bombs, because it doesn't blow up, But guess what? When you like duct tape or rubber band like 300 of them together and then light that, it's probably going to blow up.
It exploded, and and it's like people they just think they know better, And I just can't even imagine watching this thing that lasts mere seconds, have it being worth it to lose body parts.
Well, they're always fun to look at. I love every 4th of July. It's always great parties and great to watch them up in the sky. But hopefully everyone listening right now still has all their body parts.
Yeah, and I just, there's so many public big shows to go see.
Oh, yeah.
Why do you have to do it in your driveway like a hillbilly? Like, you're just risking too much.
Don't be hating on hillbillies.
I hate the hillbillies.
Don't be hating on the hillbillies.
I'm hating on them.
Because they're blowing everything up.
Well, yeah, I don't know. I just think it's ridiculous because people just find amusement in such, like, really stupid things. And I just think that is one of them. Like,
I gotta say, when I was younger, when I was a kid, we were blowing everything up. So, yeah.
You were also a hillbilly.
Yeah, a little bit.
You grew out of it.
A little bit.
I had sparklers.
I was a Hill William.
I had sparklers too, and that was but it was like I lit one at the end. You know what I mean? And held it on the safe end, and my parents were around.
Oh, that's exciting.
Well, you know what?
Right.
It's dangerous, so that's about as exciting as it should be.
Right.
And if I want to see a fireworks show, I'll go to wherever they're having it. It's just stupid. People are like losing limbs, kids all over the place.
Yeah.
So I don't know. I can't.
Well, hopefully everybody's in one piece. Hope you all had a great weekend. Hope you had a lot of fun.
If you guys lost a limb or blew something off, do me a favor. I'd love
take
to see a picture of it.
Yeah, send us a picture of your fucked up arm.
For my amusement, so I can laugh at.
Oh, that's terrible.
Stupidity. I would love to see actually some chopped up parts. So that would be fun.
That's so terrible.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
Like your hamburger meat hand.
No. Oh,
God, that's messed up.
All right. So what's going on there, wifey?
Today is, drum roll please.
Tip, tip, tip.
It's Tip Tuesday.
Tip Tuesday.
It's Tip
Tuesday.
Tuesday.
Yeah.
I love Tip Tuesday.
Yeah, we got a bunch of nice questions of a big variety. So we're going to hit some of those. I got a couple of questions of my own.
You do?
Yeah,
You already know the answers to?
No, I'm just baffled.
9 inches.
I'm baffled. You always 10 inches.
9. I said 9.
9 inches.
I'm being realistic now.
Okay.
10 is an exaggeration.
I know. Some girls don't like it that wide.
That's right. No, that's when I say 4 inches. I only have 4 inches.
Oh, God.
That's funny.
So I am just baffled. I've been looking, I love TMZ and all the I love them especially because they are more of a credible entertainment news source because they're not really into like the rag stuff where they'll report stuff that's just bullshit. They actually are like almost like a news organization. They verify their stuff before they report it. And if they don't know it to be true, they'll say that this is what they heard and they don't know if it's true.
I think they all kind of feed on the sensationalism of, a little bit of like expanding the story, so to speak. But yeah, you're right. They're probably like the more accurate.
Ethical. Yeah, they're more ethical. They won't buy the pictures of the celebrities that have, the sex tapes that were leaked.
Right.
They won't buy that stuff. They won't give people money.
I wonder if anybody will buy our sex tape. Nobody wants to see that.
I know, you better prepare to throw up.
Nobody wants to see that.
Oh, my God. When I went to Target the other day and I went to try on that bathing suit, I was buying a bathing suit because we're having a family reunion in a month. And last year I did not want to go in the pool because I did not want to get in a bathing suit in front of everybody.
That's crazy, though, because you have amazing body, so.
Oh, I'm just disgusted with myself, and so I went.
You're just super self-conscious.
I went to buy a bathing suit that has like boy shorts instead of a bikini bottom.
Oh, that's sexy.
Well, I'm not trying to be sexy, and I also bought one of those like coverall things that you throw over you. You know, it's like a big, kind of like netted shirt.
Like the mom moo-moo?
Not a moo-moo. It's just like a big netted shirt with a
like
hood.
A bathing moo.
Yeah, so that
Like
I can cover up my whole body.
Just put a poncho on.
I was in Target, and they had. I went into the family fitting room because they're bigger, and
That's
had.
the one we go in.
Yeah,
we do it.
That's right. That's right. Well, I went in there by myself, and I tried on this bathing suit, and as I was taking off my skirt that I was wearing, I caught a perfect view of myself with the back view because they had those mirrors set up in there so you can see yourself from the back. So I didn't have to like twist my head around like a giraffe.
Yeah, if you're ever wondering what you look like from the back and you can't quite get the full image of your mirror at home, yeah.
Go to Target and then get ready to bring a barf bag.
Oh, okay.
I didn't have any idea that it was this bad, and I really, really, really am just... I love you so much. I fucking love you so much more now.
Wow.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah. You are a man's man.
This is true.
You are a good man. You are a good man.
I love my wife.
You are fucking
All
awesome.
of you.
And the more I got, that's right. And the more I got disgusted at my ass, the more I fucking loved you.
What do you mean?
I'm just...
You have an awesome ass.
Not in Target.
No, not in Target. They need a dimmer switch in there too?
Yes! I don't know if it was like the and I know my skin, I got some cellulite here and there, but it looked so much worse, and that lighting in there, it was awful and scary and depressing, and I couldn't believe that I got you.
Wow.
Thank God.
It must have been really bad
It's
for you
so,
to say all of this stuff.
I mean, I've never seen it look so bad. Like,
wow. I think it was just the lighting. Because, I mean, like, I
how do you
see
explain the shape of things?
I see it all the time. And unless you're still putting that stuff in my coffee that makes me hallucinate.
Yes. The stuff that made you fall in love.
Oh, that's funny.
It's
Love
really
potion.
fucking bad. I don't even know. I can't. So, yeah, I'm just really depressed. Did you cut your hair?
Nope.
I keep looking. Did you use your buzzer that you trim your beard with and go up a little bit higher up to over here?
Yep.
Oh,
I did.
Okay.
Yeah.
Don't do it again. You look like you cut your own hair.
I think I kind of slipped.
You
I was
didn't
I was
slip.
trimming my beard, and it kind of like snuck up my sideburn.
It snuck up
and then
because-
accidentally continued up the side of my head. I kind of jackassed myself.
He totally jackassed both sides. It's like, yeah, and then all of a sudden it goes out.
Well,
like the hair gets
I
longer.
did the one side, and I'm like, oh, wow, I really fucked this up. So
Yeah.
I don't know how to do the other one.
Yeah,
I wasn't going to
it's
look like a
bad.
complete idiot.
No, now you do look like a complete
Oh,
idiot.
thanks. That's why I wore a hat to my mom's house yesterday, in case you were wondering.
Right.
That's totally why. Yeah, you didn't notice that yesterday,
I did
right?
notice it yesterday, but I didn't say anything to you.
Really?
And now that I'm looking at it, I'm like, okay, because now just picture this.
Yeah, it's pretty rough.
Let me just describe it for the peeps.
Oh.
So you've got where the
Let
sideburn.
me ask you this before you go any further. What looks worse, my hair or your ass?
My ass.
Oh, God.
My ass.
All right, so my hair's not that bad then.
Yeah. It's, yeah.
All right,
I'd
so
rather,
what does it look like?
Okay, so it goes up about an inch of the shorter hair. Now, mind you, Skip is in desperate need of a haircut, so he's got a little bit of thickness going on the sides there.
Yeah, usually my sides are really, like my beard length continues up like the side of my head.
Okay,
right?
so
It's
now
kinda
it's
like
got
a fade.
this, the shortness from the buzzer goes up about an inch higher than the top of your ear. But it's like a box because it didn't go back all around the
It's
head.
the
just-
shape of the buzzer. It's like squared.
Yeah, so it just goes like from the tip of his ear
Yeah.
up an inch, across forward to the temple. And it's on the same thing on the other side. So then
Well, how to make it equal?
above where the razor stopped, it's this bush starts to go out. And it's like,
Yeah.
what the fuck is
Yeah,
that?
you know what?
Like, did somebody put a bowl on your head and cut around
No,
it?
because what happened was I knew I was going to be trying to get
You got
a
a
haircut.
bowl haircut.
I was going to be trying to get a haircut today, which actually didn't work out because my barber was like, he was packed up, so it really sucks. So like, yeah, so I had to continue to look like this today. I'm hoping that I can get in there and have time to get one tomorrow. But yeah, I was kind of just trying to clean up my beard a little bit and, whatever yesterday.
beard looks
before
great.
we went to Mom's house. Yeah, my beard looks great because it's really short. And then, like, I continued that length up my sideburn. And then, like, I kind of slipped doing my left side.
Yeah.
And it went too high. And I'm like, oh, shit.
Looks stupid.
So then I attempted to equal out the right side. Thank you. Like, I look stupid. You look like Beavis.
You do. It looks like, who
look like
jacked
Beavis,
you?
Yeah,
It's yeah.
It's either Beavis or Butthead, one or the other. I'm not sure. It's pretty bad.
Yeah, when we go to the store later, you're wearing a hat, right?
Oh God, yeah. I am. I know it's bad. I know. You'll still do me though, right?
Of course I will. I'll just close my eyes.
Okay.
You do the same.
I'm not saying anything. I'm not saying anything.
Good husband, like I said, you're the fucking best. Oh, so where I was going with this before with TMZ. Okay, so I'm reading these stories, and what is it with these couples, ugly black dudes, hot white chicks?
I don't know. I don't know. I think the Kardashians have just like started something that's just escalated into some really. I don't know.
Can understand. I can understand. You want to be with you like black guys. I get it. I was with a guy who was black years. I get it. You like what you like, but why are the black guys ugly? And they're getting the hot chicks, like hot chicks.
Like crazy hot?
Kylie Jenner with this fucking, like, he looks like he's maybe retarded. Tyga. First of all, who the fuck is Tyga? Tyga. What is that? Who is that? I don't know.
He's a rapper.
Name one song.
Even I know that.
Name one song.
Oh, I can't name any of his songs.
I don't even think he's on any radio station I've ever listened to, and I think we're pretty cool. We listen to cool shit.
Well, evidently, if he's hitting that, he got to be doing something right, because those girls only go for money. He
is fucking ugly. I don't get it, and she's fucking beautiful.
Even Kris Jenner too, right? The same thing. As soon as Bruce was out,
she was with a black guy, but her guy is hot. Her guy Corey, who at Gamble, I think his name is. I don't know. He's hot. But also that guy, this singer, The Weeknd. Right. That guy with all those crazy dreadlocks.
Right. Yeah, I've seen him, yeah.
He looks like he's homeless.
So what does he do the other 5 days of the week?
He looks homeless.
What's that? He's only working on the weekend? Like, what's happening?
I don't know what the fuck that's about. But he has the hottest white girlfriend, and he is not attractive. Now, I understand girls being attracted to money, but if you're that fucking hot, you can get a good-looking black guy if you're into black guys.
Right.
Why do you have to be with the ugly ones?
I don't know.
What is the attraction there?
Don't know. I don't have an answer for it.
Don't tell me these girls are so deep or these guys are just so fucking amazing and intellectual that they're just irresistible, because I don't fucking buy it.
I don't know. I don't have an answer for you. I'm completely at a loss. I don't know. I don't know.
What is it? I'm
need
not
to
really
know.
Sure.
I don't
if there's
know.
any hot chicks listening and you have an ugly black boyfriend, can you please explain it to me? Because, I don't get it with these celebrities.
Well, I don't think that anybody's going to be saying that, their boyfriend is ugly. So if they're with him, they probably they think that he's good looking. So
how could they possibly?
I don't know.
These guys are just...
Everybody has a different idea of what good looking is, so... I don't
want to hear any of this bullshit, you racist, blah, 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 motherfuckers, because like I said, I was living with somebody 6 years, so shut the fuck up.
Yeah, it's got nothing to do with that. It's not about that, right? I think like everybody knows it.
No, it's got nothing to do with that, but it's got to do with, I'm seeing these couples, these ugly black guys.
So you're asking, so the question you really want to know is it money? Is it like the fame? Is it...
I want to know why it's acceptable to these gorgeous girls to be with ugly black guys.
I don't know.
Why? Like, I want to know what it is. I'm missing something completely.
They don't think they're ugly.
Maybe they do, but there's another reason, like that maybe they think no other girls are going to try to take their man, or
I don't know.
Maybe because the guy is so ugly, they worship them more.
Yeah, I don't have an answer for you. I
don't get it.
Yeah, I don't know.
I told you I dated somebody ugly for a while, but that was just because I was like trying to not be shallow.
But were they ugly on the inside or the outside?
Both, it turned out. That's why I ended up breaking up with the ugly.
See, because beauty's only skin deep. You know about that, right? So, like the beauty should also be on the inside.
Absolutely.
So it's not just about like what they look like on the outside.
Absolutely.
Now,
I might have, I could
some
have.
Some people see beauty in numbers, like the balance in the bank account.
Yes.
Some people see beauty in numbers like the length of the Johnson. That's also a very relevant number.
That's a relevant number.
Yeah. Some people see beauty in the number of number one hit single rap songs you have. Mm-hmm. That's another number.
Okay.
I think there's a lot of numbers involved, if you ask me.
Yeah.
I don't really have the answer, but somehow it all goes back to math.
Okay.
It's a mathematical equation.
Oh, boy. Now you're just getting too deep.
I don't know. You're asking me a question that I don't have the answer to.
God.
I don't understand any
I have
of it.
another cultural question.
Oh, okay.
This thing that's going on now with people, I think it's turned into like a cult. I don't know, like something of the times. It's reflective in the times that this didn't used to happen. I don't think 10, 20 years ago. People are referring to each other, like guys are referring to their girlfriend as their wife, but they're not married. And then they'll call them wifey or wife, or like they're not even engaged.
Right.
Or they are engaged and they're still calling them wife. Like, why are they stepping into this new term that they're not even, like, make the commitment then? Like, why are you referring to somebody as your wife if they're not your wife?
I don't know.
There's a word.
I mean, girls
cover
are like,
what it is.
You would think like, girls wouldn't tolerate that, right? Like, hey, listen, if you're going to go that route, then you better put a ring on it.
Either that or they're like, well, at least he tells people that I'm his wife so that the girls aren't hitting on him, because I can even understand, like, back in the day when I was with somebody who I wanted to be married and the other person, it was typical bullshit when you're in your 20s. And
You think that's the one?
well, I would have been, like, happy if he would have called me his wife to other people. That would have made me feel good,
Right.
like he's committed.
Right.
But it turned into something now. Now it's a thing, like
Right.
people calling their girlfriends their wives.
Right.
And so now it's come to a point
Without
like when
actually
people
pulling the trigger.
So you actually have to say to people when they call somebody their wife,
Right.
"Are you legally married?" Like you actually, that's a question that has
That's
to
a
be
new
asked
thing
now,
right?
Yes, because when somebody says wife, it doesn't mean that it's their wife.
Wow. I had no idea. How is
Yes.
this happening around me and I'm not aware of all this? I'm so out of touch.
I'm letting you know. This is
Wow.
a public service I'm providing.
Well, thank you so
Yeah.
much for filling me in.
Yeah,
I feel
so-
even more alienated from society now than I've ever.
Yeah, so people, if you have somebody that's got, they're saying that they got their wife, and you're like, damn, too bad, because I got a girl, my best friend would be much better for this guy. Right. There's a possibility that you can still hook your best friend up with this guy, because maybe it's not his wife.
Oh, just calling her his wife.
Yeah.
Got it.
Yeah.
All right,
Just
then.
go for it.
Okay.
Just saying, I don't understand it.
Well, just let everybody know out there, you are my wife.
I
Yeah.
am your wife.
That's right.
We are legally married
Don't
forever.
forget it.
Love you.
Yeah.
Forever, ever, ever.
You're never getting rid of me, bitch.
I love you so much.
Got you on lock.
Yeah.
Got you locked down.
I love lockdown.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Got the whole thing locked down, all of it.
Even the ass.
Yeah, even the ass. That's a
Every
big,
nook and cranny
that's a
of
big
it.
lock. That's a master lock.
You need some melted butter for my nooks and crannies.
Oh, shit. That's a big lock. And I got a big key.
Oh my God. Here's another cultural thing. Oh my God. Fucking morons. Okay, have you heard the expression heron?
No, I don't have. Are you speaking some other fuck? I don't understand anything you've said since we started the podcast. Why do I feel like a complete idiot? I don't know any of these things you're talking about.
Okay, so I was talking to somebody, and
am I on another planet now? Are we in some parallel universe?
this is what I'm saying. It's like you
is going on?
need to like learn a whole other language. So I was talking to somebody that was talking
Heron.
about heron.
Okay, fill me in. I need to know.
I was like, wow, why are you calling it heron? They're like, it's heron. I'm like, heroin. Heroin. It's heroin.
Yeah.
It's called heroin. Oh, like surprise that it's actually really called heroin. Like this person didn't know. It was so caught up in this slang that they didn't know that the real term, that it's really heroin.
Right. So I mean, it's been heard in the streets. Maybe that's like a street term, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So I don't fucking get it.
Well, you don't spend too much time in the streets. At least not that I
No,
know
I
of.
don't. But like, are you
Unless
that
you got that
lazy?
side job on the corner that I'm not aware of.
People are so fucking lazy. They have to drop a syllable. Really?
Yeah.
Is it that much? Is it that difficult?
Well, I mean, look at 50 Cent. He made millions of dollars on his name by dropping the S.
Oh my God. I can't.
Think about it. It's just one letter.
Well, it makes them unique.
Yeah. But, it could be your moms and your pops. So how does that work? I don't get any of it. I'm totally confused.
I don't
I'm
either.
very out of touch.
I don't either. And the word dope. Sometimes people mean...
That's a dope-ass bitch right there.
No, I'm talking about drugs.
Oh, yeah.
Some people use dope to talk about heroin. Some people use dope to talk about weed.
No, dope is used now to like it's good, like it's fine, like that's dope.
I'm not talking about as an adjective. I'm talking about as a noun.
Well, don't get fancy now on all this, All right.
That's like fuck.
I got like a B+ in English, okay, and that's because I cheated off the hot chick next to me. All right, so don't be start throwing around
like Fuck can be used as an adjective, like you fuck,
right?
Or as a noun.
Yeah. Give me an example of that.
Hold on, I'm having a brain fart.
Or as a verb, of course. Let's fuck.
Or an adverb. Take this fucking bullshit out of my house.
Okay.
Okay. Or verb.
Right.
We like fucking.
Right.
What the fuck? What would that be?
What? Yeah. What is that?
What the fuck? I don't remember this shit. And grammar was my best subject.
Wow.
It's part of my dementia.
No, you don't have dementia.
I have dementia.
You definitely don't have dementia. Maybe part of your brain is migrated to your ass.
That's why I'm talking shit.
Yeah. You know how your brain has all those wrinkles and dimples in it and shit? I'm just saying. I mean, it's a shot in the dark. I don't know.
That's awesome.
Your ass doesn't look like that, though.
Shit. Well, all right. Well, these are all the things that go through my fucking head as I'm trying to figure out the world we live in. So why don't we just hit some questions from the people now that they're wondering about?
Yeah, because after all, it is
Tip Tuesday.
Tip Tuesday.
Tip Tuesday!
What kind of questions we got there?
When helping people with their homes, they call Skip Bedell.
You want to avoid a headache and save money, he's the man to talk to. Skip Bedell.
So, Dorothy Anderson Lebroqui, I hope I got that right, said she needs advice on making middle-aged upper arms look good.
Oh, okay. Well, I can tell you a little bit about that.
Do tell.
I have middle age and upper arms that I'm hoping look fairly good.
Yes.
In fact, I was in the gym this morning working on them.
Yes.
So, yeah. Well, listen, first of all, it's important that everybody understands that everybody stores their body fat differently, so, women, of course, have different areas on their body that they store them in. Men you won't see too often with jiggly arms that, when they lift their arms up, they have like the bat wings underneath there, so that's something that, and then again, at the same point, women aren't getting the love handles on their back in the places where men store their fat. So if you have a problem area, chances are that might be one of your problem areas. So a lot of people, what they try to do, they try to exercise away their problem area. And what they're not real, it's like doing 1,000 crunches thinking you're going to get a six-pack, right? It's like, that's not what you got to do. Most of all, you need to change your diet. You need to speed up your metabolism. You need to get your body to start burning fat as a fuel again, as opposed to storing it. And if it's storing it in your problem areas, it sounds to me like that's maybe the area that, she's having one of her troubles with. So, of course, in addition to doing all of your exercises and stuff, you got to really work on your diet, and you got to get your body to burn that fat as fuel, and also try to get more. I don't know what you're doing with your workout regimen. That your question didn't mention that at all.
She didn't say that she's working out at all.
Okay, so I would say to you, if we're talking about middle-aged stuff,
shut your pie hole.
Well,
I'm sorry.
Yeah, well. Yes. Yes. No, actually, it's funny that you say shut your pie hole, because really it's like a lot of people are like, I have to stop eating. But actually what that does is slows down your metabolism even more. So you just need to eat the right foods. You definitely need to eat higher protein, lower carb, which we've all heard, right? Because those carbs transfer back into fat when it's not used as sugar, gets stored as fat.
Now let's just imagine that she's not fat, that she's thin, but her arms are just getting like loose looking.
Right.
So what would be your
suggestion?
suggestion?
I think she said in her question that she does not want to get surgery, right?
No, she didn't say that at all.
Wasn't there something in there?
No, Marilyn Sibbing chimed in, and she said, yes, please, by far my worst feature. I've lost a lot of weight, and they look terrible. I won't have surgery.
Okay.
So...
All right, so that's a tough one because if you lost a lot of weight and you have excess skin, that could be a difficult area that you're working on. Just like a lot of people that lose a lot of weight in their hips and their belly and everywhere else, and there's a lot of excess skin that you could do all the sit-ups in the world, and it's it may tighten it up a little bit, but there's there's excess skin that you're going to have to deal with. So. I don't know that I have a solution for you on as far as the excess skin thing goes, but I can definitely tell you how to tone up your arms, though.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The upper arms.
Yeah.
Flies.
Yeah.
Flies are awesome.
Yeah. So you're definitely going to want to do higher repetition stuff, and you're going to want to do, if we're talking about your biceps, triceps, and shoulders, most likely the area that you're talking about is your tricep area.
Yeah,
right?
the hangy.
Right, yeah. So women get that hangy. Yeah, I call them bat wings. I don't know. So if you go online, there's going to be tons of videos that you're going to see that you're going to want to work on your tricep area. And some of the best that you can do are like the dumbbell kickbacks, right? Those dumbbell kickbacks are awesome. I do tons of those. Overhead dumbbell lifts, one arm at a time, where the dumbbell comes back down behind your head and then straight back up. And then also cable pull downs are awesome. I do tons of those. And those exercises right there are awesome if you're in the gym and you have access to weights. Another thing that you can do that's really simple that you don't need to have weights for is you can do chair dips, where you can put your feet up on the couch, take a chair, hold onto the chair, and do dips where you try to dip your butt down to the floor. Now, depending upon how high you elevate your feet is going to make it harder to do that dip. So you can start off maybe with your feet on the floor and then work to where your feet are up on a higher position, using all of your tricep. That's mostly shoulders and triceps doing that exercise on dips. Also your chest too, but it's a great tricep exercise. And of course, one of the ultimate exercises for your triceps are push-ups. It's also going to exercise your chest and your delts, but push-ups are great exercises that you don't need any weights, any gym membership, any of that. Yeah. So just push-ups and dips, unless you can get to the gym, and then there's going to be a row full of tricep machines. Yeah. But the thing is, get to the gym. That's the other thing. You have to actually get to the gym.
Let me just say this too, because there's a lot of women who might not even be exercising at all. You can go to the store and pick up a pair of 10-pound dumbbells and then a pair of 12.5s and a pair of 15-pound dumbbells. Or I guess depending on how weak you are, you can start at 5 and go 7 and 10.
You got to start out light. I'm a
first
of all, this isn't right. Don't be confused with like you have to lift a lot of weight, because especially to start, if you're not someone who's lifts a lot of weight, you want to start out lighter and you want to do higher repetition anyway.
Yeah.
So
you can buy those and bring them home, and they got nice little cushiony padding on the outside of the weight, so you can hold it nicely and your hand won't sweat in it. And you can do that at home, or you can do all of those exercises with a pair of dumbbells at home. But just make sure that you buy a few different weight increments so that you can at least challenge yourself a bit. Right. But yeah, you don't have to get a gym membership. But I mean, because some people, it's like you need to start somewhere.
Yeah, that's the whole thing. You got to start, Yeah. So it's kind of tough to answer your question not knowing more about your diet and your habits and how much you exercise, or if you exercise at all. But I can definitely tell you that it sounds to me like that's a problem area for you, as it is for a lot of women. So you have to address the fact that why are you storing fat there? That's also very big in the whole equation. Yeah. Because if you can change the way your body's metabolizing that fat, you're going to store less of it there.
Well, Marilyn already lost a lot of weight, so she wants to make it look better now. But you know what? Also, once you start to build up some muscle and you get a little shape going in there on your muscle, we're all getting older, and your skin's going to stay old, so you just got to keep flexing.
Right.
Let everybody see all the progress you've made, and just keep flexing all the time.
Yeah, you know what? Flexing is actually a really great way to build muscle, though. You speak to any bodybuilder, and part of their regimen every day is to flex, because when you do that, you're really putting a tremendous concentration on that particular muscle, and by holding it, it's a great way to exercise it. Yeah. Similar to they have those electric stim type of setups. That basically what it does is it electronically flexes your muscle, and then it relaxes it and flexes it again. So there's an idea too. Maybe you can get one of those setups. Or get yourself a shake weight.
Oh God! And then watch the episode of
that's the best, man. South Park with a shake weight.
Oh boy!
If you haven't seen the episode,
Just go to YouTube, and there's lots of clips of that episode that you will thoroughly enjoy.
Yeah, watch the shake weight episode of South Park, and you'll get a good kick out of that. If you know what, if you want to send me that question again, maybe private message me and give me some more details on what you're doing with your diet and your exercise regimen. I'll see if I can help you some more. Okay,
next question is from Ricardo Sanchez. He has a house with vaulted ceilings, so there's no attic. They live in California where they get into the 100-degree plus summer days. Can you recommend any type of insulation upgrades we should look into?
Okay. Well, first of all, out there, there's always a problem with with the heat on the roofs, and especially there's a lot of high ceilings out there. So this is a problem that exists, with a lot of homes, and they changed the building codes, within the last decade that it requires homes in a lot of those areas have to have cool type of shingles. They actually have certain shingles that fall within certain color zones, and they have different ingredients in them that actually keep the roof cooler. And if the roof is cooler, it's going to make it easier for you to cool the inside of the house as well. Now, the problem with cathedral vaulted ceilings is that there's no attic space up above that allows you to exhaust the air up out of that space above it. So when you look at the drywall on your ceiling, the other side of that drywall is basically your roofing framing and then your roofing. There's no airspace there. So you can look this up. You can go through. There's a million articles on the best way to insulate that small space, which is basically the depth of your roof rafter. And what's the best way with a cathedral ceiling? Some will say to go with fiberglass batted and a vented space, which actually has a vent, a vent at the bottom in your soffit and a vent at the top of the roof, and you're leaving a small space in between that allows air to travel up through to the top of the roof. Others will say non-vented and do a completely tight pack, either cellulose blown in, or even foam. From what I've found out, we don't have a lot of dealing with a lot of that here, but where you guys are, again, it's a big problem. From what I have found,
although right now it's hot as balls out here.
It's crazy hot here. From what I found doing research into this is that over and over again, it seems to be that the foam is the best way to insulate that type of roof in a non-ventilated situation. So I would go online and also look at any applications that you can do in addition to what you already have there now. Now, it might mean that you're going to have to open up that roof to really make a full change. Either you're going to open up the roof or you're going to open up your underside with a drywall and re-insulate that whole space. But there are companies out there that will do the blown-in. They'll also do the foam insulation. That'll make a big difference. The chances are, if you have older construction, it might not have been adequately insulated, or certainly not up to what the current spec require. So, you might want to cut up a small section of that ceiling and take a peek up in there and see what's going on. That's the first thing. Secondly, ceiling fans are a great way to cool off a room, especially when you have higher ceilings like that. I don't know if you have any skylights in that room, but believe it or not, skylights also, putting a couple of vented skylights up in that space that will allow the heat to exhaust out of the room itself is also a great way to do that. So, again, I'm not sure if you have ceiling fans or the skylights, but that's something else that you may want to consider too. The combination of those two things, venting the roof with a vented skylight, they have them now that are powered, remote control, they're solar powered, you don't even need to run any electric up to them. Installing one of those where you can press the button, they're even on like a timer and a rain sensor, and it'll open up that skylight even just 4 or 5 inches and allow the cathedral ceiling to vent out. In combination with a good quality ceiling fan that can circulate the air in the room will make a huge difference and also let your air conditioning run a lot less. So check out those options and see what works for you.
Okay, thank you, Skip Bedell.
There you go.
The next question I'm going to answer is from Wes Smith. What the fuck happened to my tomato? And he's showing a picture of a tomato that on one side of it looks rotted, and coincidentally, that's called end rot. And
end rot?
Yeah.
Like END?
Yes. It's rotted at the end.
Ah.
Yeah.
Tell me about that.
Well, basically, there's so much. Growing tomatoes is a very complicated thing. There's so many things that can go wrong. It gets really complicated. Basically, end rot comes from a calcium deficiency.
Oh.
In the plant. It's not a disease that spreads. It's got to do with like when you start out the season, say there's like a lot of rain and your plant gets like really, really saturated, and then it's dry and it doesn't get watered for a lot of days. The inconsistencies cause a lot of problems.
We've seen that sometimes with our tomatoes. Like if we get a lot of rain, and the tomatoes will almost like swell and they crack and they split on the skin.
Yeah, well, that's also because they are growing.
They grow too fast.
They grow
right?
too fast.
Right.
Yeah,
They're getting watered too much.
Yes.
Right.
Yeah. So basically, there's a lot of different things that you can do for that.
All right, well, fill us in.
I'm going to fill you in.
I'm on the edge of my seat. I need to know. What do you
Well,
do?
there's stuff that you can buy called Rot Stop. It's like a spray that you can put on the plants. See, now the thing is that you can't. There's so much maintenance to prevent these types of things that you can do. It's like the regular stuff that you would do anyway to try to maintain the healthiest plant. By maintaining moisture in your soil, you have to make sure that you check the pH of the soil. The stuff that I was telling you about, Rot Stop, prevents calcium deficiencies. In the cold weather, you need to make sure that you wait until the weather's warm before you put your seedlings outside so that they're not dealing with the fluctuation in temperatures. Use fertilizers that are low in nitrogen, high in phosphorus.
So this is like you're talking about, like if you're starting your garden in the beginning of the
Yeah,
season,
these are
right?
things that you would do anyway.
Right.
Just you know what I mean? So some people aren't really paying attention to the weather. Like this year, I was in a rush to get them outside because, I had started my seedlings late. I wasn't very careful this year with a lot of things, and what is growing or not growing is reflected in that. But I also there's a red mulch that you can also use for tomatoes. It helps to minimize evaporation to keep your soil moist. You can either use the red mulch or there's this very cool red plastic that I use. It's like it's plastic on a roll and it's red, and it also it enhances the tomato growth, and it's really cool. It works. It makes a difference.
Can you put a link to that stuff or talk about it like on the website?
Yes.
There you go.
Yeah, I will put a link to that stuff on the
Maybe some of the
episode
products
summary.
that you're talking about. Like
That'll make it easier.
The sprays and the fertilizer and the red plastic and because you have like a science project going on out in your garden with the whole like the veg truck and like the canopy that goes. There's like a little greenhouse and you got like I don't even know how the hell you do it. You have like your own like farm going on out there.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah.
And you know what? Remember because I didn't label my seeds this year. I thought I would remember them all. So there was this one cool thing that was growing tall and it was like maybe about 8 inches high. And I'm like, oh, cool! I think this is an eggplant. Plant. So I planted it outside, and I put up like a little stick next to it, and I staked it like so it would stay upright, and then it grew big pretty fast. And before I knew it, it was like 5 feet tall. And I said to myself, "This is not an eggplant.
No,
it's a sunflower in the middle of my vegetable garden." In the middle of my
well, you really didn't label anything, did you?
No. So I had to then dig
Didn't you have
up.
like one stalk of corn too, like growing out there?
Yeah, there's a stalk of corn in the middle. Yeah,
Right.
it's in the middle of my lettuce. There's corn.
Oh,
one stalk
God.
of corn because, again, I planted it not realizing what I did. So, so I moved the sunflower to the other garden, which is on the ground instead of the raised garden.
You know those packets that you can buy that have like 50 different types of like wildflowers, and you just
Yes.
throw it in your garden, and your garden just explodes with like you don't even you don't even
know what it
Do you
is.
do that in your vegetable garden this year? You just like renting like you're rolling dice and just like threw them out of the sure.
I was reckless. I went rogue.
I could see you at the end of the craps table, like shaking your hand,
Yeah.
like come on,
something edible.
roll.
Yeah, that's what I did.
And out go the seeds. That's funny.
Yeah, so check out the episode summary. I'll give you links to the stuff that you could use.
Where can they find that on our website?
It's hammerandnailspodcast.com.
What is it?
hammerandnailspodcast.com.
Oh, yeah.
hammerandnailspodcast.com.
Exactly.
Hey, did you guys know that we have a website, hammerandnailspodcast.com?
You should definitely go there and check it out because there's all kinds of links there, stuff that I recommend for tools and DIY stuff and things you can help you around the house. And you, of course, with your gardening tips.
Yes, and you know what else is on
recipes and-
hammerandnailspodcast.com? There is an Amazon link at the top of the page. We would so appreciate it. Really appreciate it if you guys would click on the link before you shop at Amazon. Now, I think there was some kind of a statistic that I just heard recently. It's like so I don't remember the statistic. Most people use Amazon.
Right.
Most of you.
Right.
So I can tell from the numbers of people that listen to our podcast compared to the numbers of people that are using our link, that most people aren't using our link.
Yeah.
So
most people use Amazon, but most people aren't using our...
Right. Most of the people that listen to our podcast...
Well, actually, what's really cool about that whole thing is you can go on there. I've seen you do it on the computer. You can go on there and tell exactly how many people clicked on the link, how many people listened to the podcast. Like, it's actually really cool because you can pull up like maps of the country, maps of the world, right?
Yeah,
like
to see where people are.
Like people were listening to like in the UK and like, you know, in some...
We've got
like,
one in Germany.
All over the place. So it'll actually show you like what city they're living in and how many people. So, you know, see like a map of the country and there's little pins in every state and how many of you are listening to what, you know, from one area. And then, of course, you can register, see how many people are actually using the Amazon link, which is... You know, we appreciate everybody using that. It's a big help.
But in other words, not enough of you are using it. I know you're not using it.
Yeah, so use it, people.
I know who you are that's not using it.
We know who you are.
I'm going to compare my statistics. So anyway, just please go to the Amazon banner on our website. All you got to do is drag it up to your favorites bar, and it'll just keep it there and make it a bookmark. Every time you go to Amazon, just use the bookmark on your own internet browser that you made from our little banner.
Yeah, it makes it really easy, actually, right?
You don't
so we have any other questions?
Yeah. I'm going to answer this next one also because it's something that I relate to.
Well, you're just glomming up all the questions, aren't you?
I'm just going in order. I can give you another one for you if you want to just go back and forth.
Do your thing.
Len Riojas said, is there a difference between deodorant and antiperspirant? Yes. Yes and yes. Okay, so first of all, antiperspirant is anti-perspire.
I was going to say, isn't that kind of like in the name? Like...
Yeah. Yes. So antiperspirant makes you not perspire or perspire less. And deodorant is to deodorize your stinky pits.
I have to laugh because this reminds me of one of the episodes that we did in Adam Carolla, of course, always like with his witty one. Yeah, he's like there was those two brothers from Albania or some shit, right? They were always wearing like leather loafers, right? So he's like, what is it like when people wear loafers to work, right? Like and he looks at me, he's like, you're wearing work boots, right? Like work boots, and they're wearing loafers, like it's kind of because it's like it's all in the name.
And there was
right?
another one, like when they said that they're supposed to have an inspector come because inspect is in the title.
Right, it's like right in the name of what he does. He's the inspector, right? Like it's like
somebody's supposed to inspect this.
That's funny, man.
Yeah. So I also had just recently this past year, for the first time in my life, changed over from using an antiperspirant with deodorant in it to just a deodorant because antiperspirants have aluminum and other chemicals in them. And if you're trying to rid your body of chemicals and things that you might not need and metals, because a lot of people have a high level of metals in their system, that's one thing that you can eliminate. Now, if you are somebody who sweats profusely, you don't want to do that. If you are somebody that has stinky sweat, you probably don't want to do that either. You probably want to stick with your antiperspirant. But if you're somebody that doesn't sweat a lot or your sweat doesn't stink, I would advise you to just use a deodorant, and that way you'll be healthier. And I found that at this age now, I use just deodorant, and my pits don't stink, and I don't even sweat enough to even really notice it now. Now, when I was in my 20s, I had to get prescription antiperspirant because for some reason I was sweating, like my pits. Yeah, you know what? My clothes, like it's not that my pits stunk, but when you smell the pits of your clothes, it's like whoop,
right,
whoop,
whoa.
You know what sucks is when you have really expensive like silk blazers, and then those get pit stink. It's like you.
Yeah, well, I can remember back in the day, like right out of school, like I told you I worked in a job that I wore suits every day.
Yeah.
Right, and so you have to dry clean those.
Yeah.
So when you're wearing a suit, like in the summertime, you guys that live in hot areas, right? You know what I'm talking about. If you're wearing like a dress shirt and tie and jacket, it's hot and you get sweaty. And then you need to take these things to the dry cleaners. But something happens like with dry cleaning. It's not like washing. There's no water going through it, right? So you kind of get like that chemical smell. And somehow part of whatever was in the garment that made it smell to
Yeah.
begin with doesn't completely go away.
Yeah.
So then when you start getting your stuff back after, like when they're first new, it's not so bad. Then
Yeah.
after you wear them for maybe
It's
like
a
a few
buildup of
months.
stinking chemical.
Yeah, it's like, it's a combination.
Yes.
It's like a chemo funk.
Because your stink still
Yeah.
stinks.
It's like a
but
chemical
now-
funk.
Yeah, it's like when you spray rose spray in the bathroom after you just took a big shit. It's the same fucking
It's
thing.
like a shitty rose.
You still smell, yes! You still smell the shit, and you smell roses.
That's funny.
Same fucking thing. But I discovered and actually I got turned on to this from a coworker of mine who, the same thing. She had stopped using antiperspirant. She told me about this deodorant that she uses, and it really works, and it smells nice. I'm going to put a link to that also on the website.
Oh, yeah.
It works really good.
You were just full of links today.
Yeah.
Nice.
Because, you know what? I use good stuff. And I'm just going to read another person's thing just to let you know that, what did she say? Where is she? Oh, I lost it. Somebody else commented that she bought the stuff that I recommended, the products, the face stuff, because she knows that I tell the truth. I'm not, getting paid by any company to do, push
No,
a
Lord
product
knows
or
we're not getting
whatever.
paid.
I'm not getting paid dick. So when I say something, you know it's true. Next question. Stephanie Calcrow said, please recommend a good shop vac for at-home use.
Oh, I can take that one.
We have a Dyson vacuum, which is a good one, and sometimes I want to clean up something a little more heavy-duty and don't want to ruin the Dyson.
Okay. Well, I have a couple different shop vacs and wet-dry vacs and things that I use for work and some that we keep here in the house. And it's a great tool to have because, you're right. You don't want to really overwork the expensive Dyson on picking up heavy stuff off the floor or chunky type of granular things or, whatever could maybe jam up that whole motor in the Dyson. So what do you have over there?
Oh.
What is that?
This is cannoli cream.
All right. So I have a couple different vacuums that I use for quite a while, and I'm going to put links to them on the website on hammernailspodcast.com so you can check it out. I'll also put a picture. You'll be able to see what it looks like. But one in particular that I have I really like and is kind of shaped like a toolbox. It has a carry handle on it. It's really easy to use. As opposed to some of the others that have like wheels that you drag around by the hose and they're a little bigger. You need kind of a larger storage space. This is nice because it stacks on top of things. You can actually use it as like a little step stool. So I'll put a link to it on the website. Check it out. It's actually a really good vacuum. Powerful, compact, it's small.
He uses this thing for everything,
Wet,
seriously.
dry, yeah.
Yeah, it really works good.
It sucks really good, and I use it when you're not around.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Oh, and Carrie Stratton, I wanted to give her props. She was the one who said that she was buying the products that I recommended. And when we went to go visit my cousin in Baltimore,
Yeah.
remember what she said? That
Yes.
she had bought all the hair products that I had recommended because I was talking about how awesome my straightening stuff was.
Right.
And she said that she listened to that episode and
Yeah.
bought all those products and she loves it.
Now you have links to all those beauty products
Yep.
on the site too, right? And what would they? How could people find them? What are they listed under?
Well, they would have to go to hammernailspodcast.com.
Right, but is it under like your beauty tips or?
No, they would have to go to the episode summary for the episode where I talked about the products.
Oh, okay.
You know what I was thinking about doing? I'm
What's
chewing on this thing, by the way.
Yeah,
It's
yeah.
cannoli.
Thanks for chewing in my ear, by the way.
Sorry. It's a very crunchy piece.
All right, so let me just fill everybody in what's going on right now. We went to my mom's house yesterday, and as what happens when usually you go to mom's, like they make way too much food, and my mom is totally guilty of that. It's like you leave there, you can't breathe because the food is actually like in your lungs. And then, of course, we always go back for seconds and thirds, and every single time I'm like, I'm not doing that again. Next time we come here,
Yep.
no, one time around to the buffet, and that's it, right?
Yep.
But that never works.
Nope.
So, and then after you're completely packed out, because there's so much food, you can't possibly do it on one plate. So you have to go back for a second or third so you can sample some of the other
Right.
awesome things that are there, right?
Right.
So now you're 3 plates in,
Yeah.
you're disgusted, the belt's popped open,
Yeah.
you unbutton your pants and the whole deal. And then you're finally like, oh, God, after about an hour or two of sitting and talking or whatever, you finally feel like you can breathe again, and then the dessert comes out.
Yeah.
And then you're like, oh, no. I was just starting to feel better.
Yep.
And then the dessert
starts
comes out.
all over
and then
again.
it's the ice cream and the cake and the fruit. So I try to stick to the healthier stuff. I try to stick to now she's funny because she knows one of my favorite desserts is like those it's like a cream, like a what would you call it? Like the cakes with all the fruit on top, the fresh fruit on top, but it's kind of like a cream tart type of thing,
Yeah.
right? I like them in the little mini versions, like the little mini tart cupcake type of things that have all the fresh fruit. So she'll get one of those every time, which I always have to dig into.
She needs to stop that.
Yeah, she totally needs to stop that. Yeah.
I went from your favorite to like, no.
Right. Yeah, stop it. And then, so something yesterday was really interesting. Like, I don't know, the last time or two before we had been there, she got like a big thing of cannolis, right? So like Italian pastries and cannolis and fresh cannolis from like this awesome Italian bakery. Amazing. Oh my God, they were so good. Mm-hmm. But this time was something interesting. She got like this platter of like cannoli crackers, like cannoli
cream.
The cannoli cookies, like they're like round, like the shape of like a cookie, like a flat cracker. And then it has, like, in the middle of it, kind of like you would have chips and a dip or guacamole and chips or salsa, and you, like, the dip or the salsa's in the middle of the whole platter of chips, and you dip your chip into it. Mm-hmm. You dip the cannoli chip into the cannoli filling cream in the middle.
Yeah.
What a great idea, right? Because then you can kind of take as much as you want. So, somehow or another, and I always tell you, because she offers, everyone has to take something home. Smart idea. This way she's not left with all the food every week. She'd be 400 pounds. So everybody has to take home food. So I take home the salad. I take home like some of the meat, chicken or steak or something like that. Healthy stuff, right? What do you take home? You take home the cannoli platter.
Yeah.
So that's what Allison Bedell is eating right now. She's opened up the cannoli platter and is dipping in the cannoli chips into the cannoli cream.
It's very delicious.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So there you go.
Yeah. I don't remember what we were talking about before.
I don't know either, but I don't want to hear you complain about the next time you go into the fitting room at Target.
I was hungry. I had a long day at work.
Right. So eat some fruit or like a carrot stick or a piece of chicken or something.
Shut up.
I just barbecued like a madman the other day. It was like a giant container of chicken and steak in the refrigerator.
Oh, so I was saying that I'm thinking about making a page, putting all the links to everything I've ever linked to on a page.
Oh. Like a link to the links.
Yeah.
There you go. I think that's a great idea.
I gotta figure it out. Yeah.
All right.
One more thing for me to spend a lot of hours.
You got any more
doing.
questions back there, wifey?
Yeah. I think I can answer this one. David Fournier said, "How do I go about getting rid of a backyard full of ferns, short of torching the yard?" Now, some of you might not know that ferns are relentless. They spread like crazy. They spread and spread and spread.
It's like a pretty weed.
Yeah. Yeah, and a lot of people like it because it's like kind of like a ground cover, and like when they have like a shady area, it grows in the shade.
Right.
And they're easy to grow. And some people hate them because they're taking over the space that they want for other things, and it's like a weed. It's a pest.
Right.
So ferns, like mushrooms, release spores.
Oh.
And so you want to try to avoid getting the spores spread all around before you get rid of them. So what you got to do, there's a couple of different ways. You can either try to carefully and like don't
disturb
put
them?
it. Yeah, try not to. Yes, don't disturb them too much, but try to like bunch it together.
Is that like the dandelion before it turns into a dandelion? It's like that white puffy thing that if you
That's
like hit it.
That's the stuff afterwards.
Oh, it's afterwards.
Yeah.
And like the millions of little things float around the yard. Those are
Yes.
seeds, right?
Yes.
Ah.
Yeah. So what you could try to do is try to gather the fern into a pile in your hand and cut it at the base. Cut off the leaves, so you're left with the base and the roots in the ground. Carefully remove all of the leaves from the area so that you try not to spread the spores all around. And then when you're done getting all the leaves up away from the area, then dig up the roots, with a shovel and try to get rid of all the roots, which is a lot of work.
How about you just go in with like an industrial, like one of those backpack sprayers and just like fill it with like weed killer and just kill everything?
That's my other suggestion, Mr. Steal My Thunder.
Okay. I was going to say, I would just go in like commando.
Yeah, you can also get Roundup. There's the kind that you can get in the Home Depot, or there's the kind that you can get where the landscapers buy their supplies, which is a same brand, much stronger concentration.
They got the backpack sprayers they put on. Literally,
you don't need a backpack sprayer.
It looks like a blower, right? And but it has. You can carry a lot in it. So if you have a big area, you can fill this thing up with like 3 gallons, 3-4 gallons. You pump it up, and you spray the whole yard.
Yeah. Well, the method that you distribute this stuff is up to you, depending on the size of your garden and what access you have to these types of machines. But if you use anything, use the Roundup. It kills everything. The kind that
Even
the
the stuff you
landscapers
don't
get.
want to kill.
Yes, it does.
That's the problem.
Don't put it on anything that you don't want to kill, and try to keep it away from anything that you don't want to kill, because it will kill it quickly. Dead, yellow, gone.
All right.
Yeah, so that's my tip for that.
There you go.
Oh, this is great. Denise Herman, who we got our little baby Kilo and Milo from.
Yes, yeah.
She asked, what the fuck does eat cake by the ocean mean anyway? There is a song by the...
Cake by the ocean.
Yeah, Cake by the Ocean. And we were discussing that over the weekend, so I did a little research. Again, more slang.
Right.
Cake means a juicy booty, like a really round, voluptuous ass.
Really?
Yeah.
I had no idea.
Yeah. Yep.
Oh my God. I really don't know what the hell's going on in the world.
Yeah. And cake by the ocean basically means like sex on the beach, kind of. You know what I mean? Like get your ass.
Really?
Piece of ass on the beach.
Really? Ass on the beach?
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. That's so now you
There's
know.
like a whole parallel meaning there.
Yeah, it's very...
Like running side by side, but like not
so
really...
it's like, you know what it reminds me of? What movie was that we just saw? Fuck. Where people use expressions, but they don't know what it means. We saw a movie where... Oh, fuck. What was it? The woman had on a T-shirt with an expression, and she's like, oh, my daughter got it for me. And it meant something like pussy or something like that, but she didn't know it. The
I have no
expression,
idea.
I don't know. So anyway, so it's an expression that you can basically use around your parents, like, oh, let's go eat some cake by the ocean. And basically you're telling, your husband in front of your mother, let's go fuck.
Oh, cool.
Yeah.
I love that.
Yeah.
It is kind of like cake, like who's taking cake to the beach, right?
Yeah.
Like,
yeah.
I'm not trying to get sand in the frosting.
Exactly.
Oh, what? Oh,
That's
my God.
why.
Wow. I just see what I just did right there?
Yeah.
You don't want to get sand in the frosting.
Exactly.
Wow. I love it. In the cream filling.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly. Okay. Austin Palacios said, a new portion of concrete was poured in my parents' backyard. They have a certain color, like an adobe red, but it has aged. Any way to make the new pour look like the original?
All right, so you got a new pour that was out there, probably butted up against maybe an older portion of concrete patio, and the newer one's obviously going to be a more vivid, probably darker color than the older one that you have there. So first of all, when concrete companies come in and they pour a color like that, they mix in a pigment into the mix. It comes in like a powder form, and they mix that very well into the concrete while they're adding water in with the cement mix, and it'll give it that color. So, if your older concrete's been there for quite some time, it's probably faded from the sun. It might be a little bit stained, from barbecuing or some dirt on it. It's going to be pretty hard to get the new one to look like the old. And I'm not sure you really even want to do that because, the old one probably looks old for a reason. A couple of different suggestions I can make for you. You can call the concrete company that did the work on the most recent pour and find out the color of pigment that they used and ask them what they recommend to do for the older concrete to kind of bring it closer to the newer one. They also make a lot of stains out there that you can stain concrete patios with. You can get them right over the counter. Depot sells a couple different brands. Bear, of course, is one of their main brands. Even Lowe's has Valspar. They have also a concrete patio stain. Depot also has a stain that I'm familiar with. It's made by a company called Anvil, A-N-V-I-L. It's called a Pool Deck Concrete Stain. Now, they do make an adobe color. You may want to look into that. Now, the thing is with that, again, you're going to have a hard time making the newer version look like the older one because I would imagine, correct me if I'm wrong, if you want to send me a picture, I would imagine that the older is faded and probably a lighter color than the new. So I'm not quite sure how you're going to lighten up that new pour. I think you probably have a better chance of making the older look, and you can achieve that by putting a stain on it. So I would look into, trying out a couple of different adobe shades of concrete stain. Perhaps you can get a small can of it rather than a gallon size. It might come in a quart size, and test it out in a small area, someplace, back off the corner where, it's kind of out of sight, and see how the older concrete reacts to it. And also, again, you can check with the concrete company and see what color pigment they actually put in there and see if they have a suggestion for you what might be what. Because there's a lot of different pigments. So rather than you just kind of guessing at a color chart, and then also remember, you're not matching it with a raw concrete color. You're now trying to recolor a color that's already there. So that's going to be a little bit more difficult to do. The other thing you can do, whenever people ask me questions about concrete and masonry and staining and of the like, I always recommend them to check out a website called concretenetwork.com. And they always have some great suggestions on anything that has to do with staining and applications and installation, anything that has to do with concrete, whether it's like finished concrete countertops or floors or every type of pours and foundations, all that stuff. So check out concretenetwork.com.
All right.
There you go.
James Trent. This is a good question. He said, what's the best way to paint over wallpaper and the trim tape if you can't remove them from your walls?
I don't like any of it. I'm not a big fan of painting over wallpaper for a couple of different reasons. Because the wallpaper, especially once you paint it, it's not really designed to be painted. You can paint it, and there are websites, and you can Google it, and you can look on YouTube, and you'll see 100 videos on how to paint over wallpaper. I'm just not a fan of it because...
You can always tell.
Yeah, usually when people painting over wallpaper, the wallpaper has been there a long time. And as wallpaper degrades, the glue behind it breaks down. So now you're going to add more weight to that wallpaper and you're going to add moisture on the outside, which is also going to affect how it adheres to the wall. Yeah, again, not a fan of it because usually what happens is that unless you have a really good, solid adhesion with that wallpaper to the wall, once you put paint over it, it's going to affect the way that wallpaper behaves and how it's stuck to the wall. And many times it's going to start to peel. It's going to start to kind of buckle and bubble. And especially where there's seams, you'll see those seams start to come off the wall. Not to say that you can't do it. I don't recommend it. So if you're asking me how to do it, the only thing I can tell you is I don't normally do it, and if you want to know how other people do it, I would tell you to just go on and just watch one of the many videos how people tell you that it can be done successfully.
And then watch yourself redoing that wall in a couple of years.
Yeah, you know, wallpaper is really not as hard as people make it out to get it off. I mean, there's a couple of different ways, and I've talked about this on prior podcasts. There's a chemical method. You can buy over-the-counter chemicals. One in particular is called Diff. And you can spray it on the wallpaper, and it will also remove the glue and loosen up the glue behind it, that you can just peel the paper right off the wall and then scrape off the excess glue, and then you're back down to that, you know, wall material underneath. Now, one of the problems that you might have when you do that is what you're going to find underneath the wall, because many times the reason why people wallpaper in the first place is not because they just want to have wallpaper on their walls, because maybe the walls were not in the best shape, and they maybe didn't have the skills or the wherewithal, or they didn't have the money, whatever it is. They just, for them, it was easier for them to just cover it than try to make that wall look like a good paintable wall. So that's the other thing. You might find a surprise when you take it off the wall, but at least you're going to be getting back down to good paintable drywall that you can sand, you can skim coat it, and then from that point you're not going to have any problems. So that's always my recommendation. After the chemical version, there's also steamers that you can rent from any home center. They're really cheap. You can rent them by the day, and they work really well. They'll take the wallpaper right off. They're very easy to use and get you back down to that drywall that you can give a light sand, just a quick coat of primer on it, and now you're ready to paint.
Okay. I've got one more. No, actually, sorry. I've got one more, I think, DIY type, or I don't know if it's DIY, home improvement question. Patrick Treby. I think he's angry. I feel like something must have happened to him recently, and he's lashing out.
Oh.
He sounds angry. He says,
he's angry.
Yeah, because his first, he got so angry that his question didn't make sense, and then he had to, like, add on to it to try to clarify.
Well, what's the question?
He said, what do you do when you have to make a mortgage and do all the work yourself? More specifically, what do you do when contractors try to make all of their money off of one job and think that you're the lottery winner? And then he says, meaning some places have contractors that drive the price up beyond market value.
Well, sounds to me like you need to find a different contractor. Listen, in this industry, just like every others, it is going to be sometimes charged what the traffic will bear, and you're going to find some people that will take advantage of that, and they will drive the price up. any reputable contractor is going to be familiar what the standards are when you factor in the materials and labor and what a reasonable price is to charge for a job. So, as ridiculous as it might sound, I'm referring to this a lot to tell people to go online and look at what going rates are for things, but you actually can do that. Not that you're going to find a contractor that necessarily will adhere to that, but at least it'll give you a good baseline. And I always recommend getting multiple estimates. If you have a particular type of job, say you're hanging drywall in the house and you measure it up and it's 30 boards of drywall, you can price that out between a couple of different contractors and find what they charge. And the reputable guys are going to be pretty much within the same price range. And then if there's someone that's totally out of left field and way out of that price range, then you can make that decision whether or not that there's a good reason for it. Is their work so good that you're willing to pay? I always tell my clients, first of all, I just went on a sales appointment the other day. I think that I did not get the job, which is. I was surprised that I'm probably not going to get it. And I told the lady right from the beginning, I'm probably going to be the most expensive estimate you get. And I know that she was kind of getting multiple estimates and kind of shopping around. And I'm fine with that. The only thing that kind of sucks is that you put a lot of time into
a lot.
Yeah, I put a lot of time into writing up my estimates. Sometimes it'll take me hours and hours to really put together a good estimate. And, you don't get paid for that time. So if you're traveling around, you're going to see multiple appointments, you could spend full days or weeks just writing estimates and entering into the computer and typing them up on your contracts and all that. And then you go there and then possibly you don't get the job. So it's unlike, doing a service call for a plumber or an HVAC call, whatever, and they tell you, listen, it's $100 to come to your house and give you an estimate. And if you decide to do the job, we're going to take the $100 off. But either way, you're paying $100 for a service call. Contractors don't usually operate like that. So
you should. It's like you're basically who else is working for free?
They should, but typically that's not when you're doing a full remodel in your house and you're spending a lot of time. For me, it was like multiple meetings with a person, giving them.
You drove to her place so many times.
Giving them design ideas, in which they'll probably use all those ideas and go with someone else for a cheaper price. But I don't have any problem telling people I'm probably going to be your most expensive person. And, and there's a reason for that, because I'm using skilled labor, I'm using skilled tradesmen that are experts in their field. Everyone's licensed, insured, they're professionals, so you're going to get the job that you paid for. You're not going to ever have to worry about it. You're not going to have to worry about the callbacks, and you're going to pay for that. If you want to get the job that is a bargain discount job, especially in this industry, unfortunately, most of the time you get what you pay for. And again, the flip side of that equation, you're going to see people that are way out of bounds where their prices are too high. You're going to see guys that are going to come in at half the price and way lower than everybody else. And those are definitely not the people you want to deal with. You definitely don't want to go with the lowest price, because there's a reason why they're lower than everyone else, because they're probably using day laborers. They're probably using inexperienced labor, which one day the guy that they hire is mowing someone's lawn because they're working for a landscaper, and the next day they're working for a contractor doing a remodel, and they're in your house hanging drywall or painting or whatever it is. That's not who you want. So to answer your question accurately, I think that you really need to get multiple estimates, and you need to kind of compare them and then figure out what is going to be a fair price, and deal only with licensed professionals, because those are most likely going to be the people who are going to give you the most accurate prices.
Okay. Yeah, calm down, dude.
Well, I understand his frustration, and I also, you could probably hear mine and my voice being on the other side of this bargaining table, so to speak, because contractors spend a lot of time going out seeing people, and I don't advertise. First of all my stuff comes from word of mouth. So every single person I sit down and talk to, they're all people that have been recommended from other clients of mine. So chances are, most likely, I'm going to get the job because everyone they're talking to, they were happy with me. But you spend a lot of time talking with people, and you don't always get the job, and that's just part of what we do. So a good contractor is going to charge what he's worth, and don't be afraid to pay a little bit more money, because if he's good, you're going to get what you pay for.
Watch our show.
Yeah. Yeah, we did a whole show about it.
In case you just forgot what you could happen, watch our show.
Yeah, maybe you've heard of our show, Catch a Contractor.
Yeah, and the expression, you get what you pay for.
Yeah, it is true.
Yeah. So Linda Brandmeier was asking about anal bleaching. Yes, anal, as an asshole, bleaching. She said yay or nay.
Bleaching your a-hole.
Yeah. She said yay or nay. If so, at home or professionally done. Creepy question, I know, but her husband and she was discussing it. So what I'm going to say about that is, personally, nay. Second, I'm going to say, ow.
I would think if you are going to venture down that road, I would definitely say have someone else do it. Don't have the hubby paint on some Clorox onto your
you know
butthole.
what? I mean, first of all, well, I don't know if you were talking about it for you personally or somebody else. I think if you're a porn star, yay. And if you're a wife with a husband who married you with a dark asshole, nay. So, I think it's okay. I think that leave it alone. If it ain't broke, don't fix it. If your husband has a propensity
Just
towards...
do what we did, install a dimmer switch in the bedroom.
Exactly.
Yeah, like you can still kind of see. You leave the light on a little bit. You just can't see everything.
Yeah. I really... There's so many better things I would rather spend my money on my face so that you can actually see. Because the only person who's seeing my asshole is my husband, and I think he's just fine with what I got.
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
I'm definitely fine
No
with
complaints. I don't think that the sex would be any better if I had an asshole that matched the color of my ass cheek.
It doesn't matter what color it is. Yeah.
Yeah. Now, mind you, if I'm watching a porn movie and somebody's asshole is considerably darker than the rest of their skin, I might say, "Woo!" Might notice it, but I won't think that there's something wrong with the person. So it might be more aesthetically pleasing in a porn. But other than that, I see really no purpose to that whatsoever.
Yeah, you see you see stuff like that in pornos. You're what's with the pigment in that person's skin? Like the guys that have the two-tone dicks.
Yes, it's like they had somebody else's dick sewn on like a part of
it's like completely two different colors.
It's two different people. They're sewn together, but plus the seam down the middle of your ball bag. It's like there's 3, 4 people on your parts down there, right?
What is going on? What?
What happens?
Multi-shade.
Yeah, you got 2 different people dick, and you got 2 different people balls.
All right. So, yeah, the answer to that question, I would say, is probably nay.
Yeah, nay.
Yeah. And if you are going to venture down that road, again, have someone else do it.
Professional.
Yeah, you don't want to do that because you can get some serious chemical burns. Bleach is nothing to fool around with.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Yeah, and it's
that's the last place you want to get a burn.
It's the most sensitive skin that you have is that skin.
Especially on a woman, the back hole is super close to the front hole. You don't want any chemical burns anywhere in that area, trust me.
At all.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There you go.
Yeah, there you go.
And there's my 2 cents.
Awesome. I love your 2 cents, baby. Joe Godfrey asked on Twitter, Allison Bedell, are you over women? Joe, I'm over everybody.
Ooh.
I'm happily married. I'm completely satisfied. I love my husband, and I don't think about anybody else but him.
Wow.
With that being said, if he were to die, I'd probably kill myself shortly thereafter, and then it wouldn't be an issue anyway.
Well, what kind of answer is that? That's not a good answer.
I don't really look at. We both check out girls. Like, did you see that ass? We'll both check out the girls.
Oh, you're like hanging out with one of the boys.
Yeah. yeah. I can appreciate a fine lady. So the answer in that respect is no. I can appreciate a hot chick. And just like anybody else, a guy, gay or straight, can look at a handsome man and say that guy's handsome. But I'm not like if you're asking me if I'm craving the pussy, the answer is no. Because I am very sexually satisfied with my husband. I'm entirely happy. There's not one thing I'm missing in my life, so therefore I don't really have any desires for anything else.
Wow.
Whether it be a man or a woman, there's nobody. And that's the same thing like with when I met Skip. It didn't matter that he was a guy because it wasn't his junk that I was attracted to. It was his insides.
That might have had a little bit of something to do
No,
with
it didn't. It was, it was totally his soul. It was like when I saw him, I knew he was the one for me, and it didn't matter who he was, what he had.
I don't think that any of this is any of the answer that he was looking for. He was hoping that you were going to say, like, yeah, man, I wish I had that piece of... Yeah.
Yeah. There's nothing like coming when you have a pussy on your face.
Oh, God.
Yeah. Nope, that's not the answer, though. The answer is I'm over everybody because I'm in love with my husband. And one more question from Jason Wari, W-A-R-I. Do you know if and when Catch a Contractor will make it to Netflix? The answer is no. We have no idea anything that is going on with anything because they never tell the people that are on the show what's happening.
Yeah, we don't know. Actually, we just saw something today
from the Comedy Central Saudi Arabia because the show has been syndicated around the entire world.
Yeah, it's playing everywhere around the world, like every major country, it seems, except for the United States.
Except for the United States. Now, I don't know. Again, we don't know anything about why. My personal opinion, which is based on nothing factual, is that I think that they're afraid of getting sued again. That's just my personal opinion. Again, I don't know anything about anything, but I can't imagine because the show we had like 1 million average after like the plus twos. We averaged about 1 million a week. It got great ratings. It made them money. Why else wouldn't you play it in the U.S. and make more money? Well, the reason is because you're afraid of something.
Yeah, I would say that most likely you will be seeing it again in the U.S. It's just I think that right now they are really pushing it hard in other parts of the world. So, it's all over Canada regularly, like on a regular basis, all over Europe. Basically everywhere but here right now, right? So I would imagine that soon you'll probably see it, make a comeback here as well. But as of right now, if you want to see it, you got to go online and see it.
Yeah. Well, I'm pissed. I'm pissed that it's not being played in the U.S. I'm pissed that we took a very large portion of our lives away from our home, our family, making more money than we made on the show, and we dedicated it to this show and to the people that we helped. And
there's a lot of people that we helped.
We helped a lot of people, but we're also not. Now, we're not able to reap the rewards of having been on such a successful television show because they're not airing it, and I'm pissed.
Yeah, well, like I said, they're airing it everywhere else.
Yeah, but it's like, when you have more airtime in America, that's, of course, better.
Well, the funny thing is that, for the longest time, obviously, in the U.S., we get, like, tons of response and tons of fans for the show and because we're doing good stuff. And now we're getting all of that, but from different parts of the world, right? So it's weird, like, getting, like, messages from people from every corner of the planet in other languages, you know, and then, like, you hit the translate button on the email or the whatever social media. And it's funny because, like, it's pretty much the same situation everywhere. It's wherever there's people that have houses and they have people that rely on doing the work for them and paying them is going to be people that are going to try to rip you off.
Yeah.
So it doesn't really matter where you live. Whether they're working on like a grass hut or like an igloo, there's still going to be someone trying to rip you off.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Well,
so to answer your question, we're not really sure, but as soon as we find out, we'll let you know.
And you'll know before us.
Could be.
That's the way it always seems to go. Well, with that being said, I have concluded all of the questions that I found on the internet that people wrote to us for Tip Tuesday.
It's Tip Tuesday. Thanks for writing in all your questions, guys. We really appreciate your participating every week. And do tell a friend about Hammer Nails Podcast.
And don't forget to go to our website, hammernailspodcast.com, to look for the links of the products that we were talking about. Look at the episode summary is where you can find them. We also have a link to PayPal. If you guys wouldn't mind, if you could spare the change, if you guys could make a contribution to the podcast to help pay towards the cost of it, because you know that we don't have any advertising and we don't make any money off of this thing. So if you want to show some love, show some support, we would be very happy.
And with that, we love you guys, and we'll see you soon.
Hasta la vista, babies.
Bye.